Hello, all you beautiful, beautiful people. Welcome back to the DSM podcast. I'm Jack Saladin, and I'm here with Dillon Duff,
Will Ortbals,
Michael Scally.
and this is the freshman edition. So, first off, how is everyone today?
I'm doing great.
pretty good.
Phenomenal.
Good to hear, good to hear. So, first question, really just, how would you sum up your year as a whole?
You want to start?
I would say it was very good. I made a lot of new friends, and we got to do like a lot of fun stuff. Like my brother is a sophomore, and he didn't get to do as much stuff freshman year because of COVID.
I've definitely seen a lot more opportunities than like previous years, especially like I've had the opportunity to be introduced to like media and stuff. I joined yearbook staff in my study hall, which has been a pretty big thing for me because I was able to go to like basketball games and stuff and take pictures of all of that. And then just throughout the year, I've seen a lot of other opportunities too.
I'd say my year has exceeded my expectations. I mean, I met a lot of new people. Obviously played basketball and football, so I got to play with a lot of people I've always watched growing up.
Yeah.
My brother came here, so I've always wanted to come here and do, he always talked about how good his freshman year was and all that, so I wanted to come in and have the same type of experience.
Yeah, I can see that. Have you grown this year, and why or where have there been opportunities to be open to growth?
I think the SMET offers a lot of opportunities to grow. With all the different courses you can take, there's a lot more variety than you get in middle school. A lot of clubs you can join, a lot of sports teams you can join, so I think the SMET offers a lot of opportunities for me to grow, so I think I have, yeah.
Yeah.
I have definitely grown a lot. I think I'm part of 5 or 6 clubs right now that weren't even an option to me in middle school. I also tried Ultimate Frisbee. Our season just ended, I think, last week or the week before. We got second in state, which is more of like a high school thing, so that was cool. Obviously, as I said, media has been a big part of this year, which I hadn't been able to do before. And then lots of other service opportunities. I've been able to help with like open house and Christmas on campus. So
Yeah.
I would say though, I grow a lot because you can take classes and you'd never think you'd meet some of the kids, but then you get to know them because you have the same advisor every single year and you have the same kids. So it's good to take different classes so then you can get to meet the other kids.
Yeah, I would also say I've grown a lot because at the beginning of the year I was pretty nervous coming here, but as time went on, it really just felt like everything was normal and I knew everybody pretty well, and it felt like I could really talk to anybody in the class and it wouldn't be like an awkward conversation. And obviously sports helped a lot with getting to know new people. Yeah, I'd say it was pretty open to growth. What about high school was what you expected, and what about it was different than what you expected?
I don't really know how many expectations I had because I was just really open to trying new stuff. And I feel like putting expectations out there kind of forces you into some guidelines, and I just wanted to go out there and try everything that I could. I've definitely been surprised though because I was expecting the class to be super big and teachers wouldn't be able to talk all the time and stuff. And pay attention to individual students, but I've been able to get help when I need it pretty much every time, which has been cool and is kind of a continuous thing for middle school also. So that's pretty much been similar. Some bigger differences though, obviously the way I do sports is much different. I have a bigger time commitment for stuff like that.
Yeah.
Definitely more homework, harder classes, and more opportunities.
Yeah.
I thought that high school would be a lot harder than it was. It's you get in the first week and you think it's going to be super hard, but then it just kind of gets easier and easier as you go on. And some things that I expected, I kind of thought I was going to make all the sports, but I actually got cut from basketball.
I think it all kind of depends on what classes you take. If you're taking honors, what Ortbals said, Classes can be harder and classes can be pretty easy here. You have a variety, but back on what I said about my brother, I expected to meet a lot of new people. I expected to, have fun.
Yeah.
Things like Mission Week and all that stuff, I heard all about it from him. So, but I think the biggest thing that exceeded my expectations was Friday Night Lights. It was an experience for me. Coming out of the tunnel, whatever, and the fans are going crazy.
Yeah.
Jack Saladin in the stands going crazy. I mean, it exceeded my expectations for sure. Same thing with basketball. So.
Yeah, I would say what I expected. I expected like 2 hours of homework every night and like studying all the time, but it really wasn't that. I felt like homework was really balanced with sports and like being able to just do stuff in your free time. But I didn't expect to I thought the class was gonna be like a lot smaller. I thought like 180 kids would be a lot less kids, but when you come here, it felt like a lot more. And then it eventually, you just get to know everybody, and it doesn't even feel that big anymore. It just feels like a class of like 60 kids you would have in grade school if you went to a private school like I did.
Yeah.
It was like everyone just knew each other. What advice would you give to incoming freshmen?
I would just say be open to growth. Talk to new people you haven't talked to. Don't be scared to meet new people. I mean, seniors can look big and bad in the hallways, but they're not really.
Yeah.
You can talk to them too. I'd say just come in being willing to do things you haven't done yet, and it'll definitely work out for you.
Definitely don't be scared to try new things.
Yeah.
If opportunities present themselves, go for it, even if you don't know if you'll like it or not. I've definitely done that, and I've stuck with a lot of the things that I've tried. So I think that's one of the bigger things.
Yeah.
I would say just talk to everyone, because you never know. By senior year, the kids that you maybe thought weren't as normal as you or as cool as you could be your best friends, and you just never know. With my freshman year, I don't think I knew everyone until probably a couple months ago, and I kind of wish I knew everyone in the first 3 weeks.
Yeah. I sort of think an advice I would give would honestly probably just play a sport, because that's a really good way to get to know people. At the beginning of the year, the thing that really helped me a lot was that I was playing soccer and I was practicing with these guys every day, so it really got me to get to know people. And then just another piece of advice, it's pretty basic, just get your homework done. It doesn't take that long. You can do it. You got some time.
Yeah, but adding on to the friends thing, I mean, it's crazy to think how, guys you never heard of or seen of, now they're your best friends. So it's really cool to it's just cool.
Yeah. I came into this knowing probably 5 people, and now I know probably the whole grade. I'm pretty good friends with a lot of them. What do you look forward to most next year?
I would say that we get to see the new freshmen and see how they think they're so cool, and how proud we were. But then we can put them in their place.
We can put them down, put them back down. Ortbals?
I think being able to help out freshmen, because right now people are over me, leading me in a way, and I want to be able to help other freshmen find their way also.
How really are do you have a plan on how you're gonna do it?
Not really. But I think I want to introduce them to some of the things that I've liked, especially if I see kids that are similar to me.
Yeah.
Because I found that a lot of the things that I do, people are like, oh, that's so hard, or stuff like that, and it's really not.
Yeah.
It just takes time, and some people like that, so I want to give that opportunity to some more people.
If you can manage your time well, then a lot of the stuff you do can just work out.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to actually meeting them. I really don't know a lot of incoming freshmen. I mean, I know a couple because of they play in the same sports teams as I have growing up. But I'm kind of just interested to know who the heck they are.
Yeah, I'd like to add to that. No kids from my old school came here, so I get to see kids from new schools.
Yeah, I can see that. I'd say what I look forward to most next year Probably what you guys said. Just looking forward to seeing new freshmen, seeing how they like come into the school and how they like grow in, and like. So we obviously we had some COVID restrictions when we came in, but it wasn't that bad. They have none coming in, so it might be a lot different than what we saw, and they might be able to get to know each other a lot faster than we did. What are some of the sacrifices that you have made this year?
I think time management has been a big one for me. Managing sports and school, I mean, it's not really that hard if you use your time well during school, but the sacrifices is just, kind of throwing my phone to the side and doing my homework, not procrastinating, so.
I've definitely sacrificed the majority of my free time. The classes I chose have quite a bit of homework. Balancing two sports has been challenging, especially with like media and stuff, because that's what really takes most of my time. That's the biggest thing probably for me.
What would you say like you do to like be able to balance like ultimate frisbee, media, and then also all your classes? What do you do to
I
help?
definitely take advantage of weekends to get as much done in advance as I possibly can, because after school I'm here until 5:30 every night.
Yeah.
And I'm busy and I can't start my homework until like 6:30. So
Yeah.
I would say some of the sacrifices that I made were like, you might have some really good friends in your study hall, but just don't try and do all your work in there, so you don't have like as much homework, and like it's easy to just keep talking to your friends, but that's what advisory is for and lunch is for.
Yeah. So I would say, like what Michael Scally said, I'm a pretty talkative person. I talk a lot, and probably the hardest thing this year was for me to really just shut up in class. Like in class, I can't be quiet that often, but it felt like this year I really grew and was able to stop talking at times and just listen to the teacher.
Latin class?
What do you think? Biology? Maybe.
Also, to add on to the advice for incoming freshmen, use your study hall to get your homework done. Don't play games the entire time. Use your study hall. It helps a lot.
Is that from personal experience?
Yeah.
And don't sit next to your friends.
Yeah, don't sit next to your friends in study hall unless you're going to work together. All right. This is a pretty big question. At what moment did you feel like the freshman class like really came together?
I'd say probably. Actually, I don't know. Henry, you go first.
Maybe when we all like painted ourselves for the first football game and ran around the track. I feel like we all got pretty close because like you're just like you're with your friends and like you shouldn't be nervous.
Yeah, after that, I was going to say the same thing. It felt like the class really just, after that first home football game, it felt like the class just really got together and no one was really shy to like go out and meet people. Everyone just sort of was able to get to know each other faster. It felt more comfortable.
I think more generically just Friday football nights or Friday night football games in general, because I was able to go out. I mean, we're all throughout the crowd, so I was able to even meet more than just freshmen, but
Yeah.
that was a great experience because people want to be there and they want to get to know other people, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that helped a lot with me too because I'm in sports and spirit and I'm only in that and I know some seniors because of that. Because at football games, in all sports games, I just really liked going insane when something happens.
Yeah, no, I'd say the freshman class went together in those Friday nights. Obviously, I was on the field, but I could look back and see all of you bunched up together celebrating that big time. So, but I'd say for me, the time I got together with kids I didn't really know was probably lunchtime.
Yeah.
When we got to sit with each other despite COVID. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing to add on to the like incoming freshmen, just go to every sports game because it's a lot of fun.
You go to a lot of the sports games. You'll get to know each other a lot quicker if you do that. And Dillon, I'm sorry for this question, but when you saw like your teammates on the bench, some of them were crying. I know that against Cardinal Ritter. after we lost to them in basketball. How did that like make you feel? Like,
Well, when that final horn rang, first seeing my brother, get to his knees and put his hands on his head,
Yeah.
that was hard, because we had lost to Cardinal Ritter the previous year too, so I felt bad for him. But going into the locker room, it was dead silent. We didn't really know what to think of it. We were a loss of words. But I think the hardest one was Brendan Lovett. Looking at him with his injuries, he didn't really get to play his senior year or junior year a lot. He had worked so hard to try and get back just to play with us, and he played as many games as possible. So seeing him in the locker room sad was probably the hardest for me.
Yeah, I can sort of relate to that. Like, my brother goes to SLU, sadly, and he was a pretty good soccer player there. He was All-American, but when they played Burroughs in districts finals, and SLU was ranked 4th in the country at one time for soccer. After they lost that game, it really just like hit him hard, and I didn't see him for the next couple of days. Like, on the field, I remember after, he was just on the ground for like 5 minutes crying, and it did sort of hit me, even though I was fairly happy that SLU lost. And what would you say is probably the biggest highlight of the year for you so far, as an ending question?
Oh, that's a tough one. There has definitely been a lot of things that I've enjoyed this year. I think honestly one of the highlights is yesterday being able to help out at the Special Olympics. Seeing all the kids so happy was really awesome, and being able to volunteer and get picked for that and knowing that I'll get to lead it next year is honestly pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would probably say that, like, probably the first football game. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Like, that was like the first one that everyone went to, and then like after that, I feel like sports games just started like decreasing.
Yeah.
But like, first one was loud.
Later on. I'd say Mission Week. Mission Week was a really fun week to bond with other people. Not as much classes, but dodgeball and all those things. I think that was the highlight of my year so far. Hopefully there's something that surpasses it.
Yeah. I would say my highlight this year, it was definitely a state championship hockey game. That was after we scored that first goal,
crazy.
Everyone was going insane. I had my shirt off. I was jumping up and down, and I would just say that was the highlight of my year. So thank you everyone for listening, and thank you Dillon, Will, and Scally for being here, and we hope to catch you again. Thank you.